Milan, the host city of the Milano-Cortina 2026 Winter Olympics, witnessed scenes of tension and unrest on Saturday night, as thousands of protesters took to the streets to voice anger over rising housing costs, inequality, and the environmental impact of the Games. What began as a large but largely peaceful march quickly escalated when a breakaway group clashed with police in riot gear. Sparks flew as fireworks, flares, and smoke bombs were launched towards security forces, lighting up the night sky and filling the streets with thick smoke. Reuters footage showed police advancing to disperse protesters, with armored vehicles moving through smoke-filled roads and officers pushing crowds back as explosions echoed through the area. A police water cannon was also used to control the situation. At least 6 people were detained, according to authorities. Police estimates suggest more than 5,000 people participated in the march, while organizers claim the number was closer to 10,000. The protest unfolded on the very first full day of the Winter Olympics, placing an uncomfortable spotlight on the social tensions simmering beneath the global sporting spectacle. The demonstration was organized by grassroots unions, housing rights groups, and social center activists. Protesters argue that Milan has become increasingly unaffordable for ordinary residents, with soaring rents and living costs pushing working-class families out of the city. Many blame the Olympics for accelerating this trend. Over the past decade, Milan has seen a major property boom, particularly after hosting the 2015 World Expo. Activists say the Games have further fueled speculation, benefiting developers and wealthy newcomers, while locals struggle to keep up. One banner stretched across the street captured the mood of the protest. It read, "Let's take back the cities. Let's free the mountains." The slogan reflected not just anger over housing, but also concern about the environmental cost of Olympic-related infrastructure in fragile alpine regions. Some demonstrators accused authorities of prioritizing global events over basic public needs. One protester shouted that there was no money for children's football programs or swimming pools, but plenty of money for the Olympics. The march began at Medaglie d'Oro Square in central Milan and covered nearly 4 kilometers, ending in Corvetto, a historically working-class neighborhood in the city's southeast. Security had been tightened across Milan ahead of the Games, and Saturday's unrest underscored officials' concerns about potential flashpoints. Italian authorities were particularly alert after a hard-lift protest in Turin last weekend turned violent, leaving more than 100 police officers injured and nearly 30 protesters arrested. The International Olympic Committee has defended the Milano-Cortina Games, arguing that they are among the most sustainable ever, relying largely on existing venues rather than new construction. But critics remain unconvinced, insisting that the social and environmental costs outweigh the benefits.
Because these Olympic Games are against nature and against people. There are no money for football for children and for swimming pool for children, but there are money for Olympic Games.
As athletes compete under bright lights and global celebration continues, the scenes on Milan streets reveal a parallel reality, one of frustration, inequality, and a growing demand for cities that work for their residents, not just the world's biggest events.